Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Get me on the screen. What up, y'all? Just trying to make sure I can hear. Gotta make sure that the stuff is right. Make sure they can hear me. Mic check, mic check, mic check. All right, let's see. Come on, video. Can y'all hear me? Don't look like y'all can hear me. Think y'all can hear me now. Yeah. Technical difficulties. Think they can hear me now, though. Let's do a Stoner community. I got all kind of stuff going on. Can y'all still hear me? Make sure. Let's do a Stoner community. All right, cool. We good. We good. All right, man. It's a crazy time in wrestling right now. Let me turn this down. I'm peeking. Past 2 3 days have been insane. Um, just with the Sasha Banks news, her going to New Japan, Wrestle Kingdom, showing up at the end. Um, Real interesting new name, Mercedes Mone. You gotta take a drink. This news is crazy. So she was dropped from the main roster page finally yesterday. So legally, people don't know legally they can't have people's name on there if they're not bind to a contract. So the big thing was I was waiting for that to happen. I was like, I'm not gonna believe Sasha's gone until I see that she's not on the roster page. Well, she's off the main roster and she's on the alumni page. So that was news. But then this fool Vince McMahon. Good Lord have mercy. Vince McMahon, bro. Like, so let's start out. So Vince, people don't maybe know. They probably more likely do because it broke on the Wall Street Journal earlier this year. Well, actually, last year. Dang, year went by so fast. Sexual allegations toward Vince McMahon, prior workers, and he was bribing them with money, using company money. Can't be doing that. That's bad for business. Um, they let him go. He stepped down, and I had a feeling he was gonna do this. But when it actually happens, you're like, God, dog, man, you back. So Vince steps down, and he relegates people to do other jobs. So you got Stephanie doing things. She's co-CEO with Nick Khan. Nick Khan is actually former, I want to say, agent of The Rock. So he has had ties with wrestling, especially like, well, in a sense with The Rock. So last week there was some rumblings around going like, okay, Vince McMahon's going to try to force his way back into the company. And I'm sitting there like, well, I have a feeling that he's going to do this. As long as you're not making matches or anything. Yeah, you're right. I mean, but dude, you already know. You already know that if he gets in there, he's gonna be making the matches. This dude can't keep his hands off anything, literally and figuratively. Um, so real quick, yeah. So he comes back. Well, there was rumbles around that. He finally comes back. Actually today, because he just had to step in there and get his, get the news out there so he can be up on doing his thing and people talking about him because he didn't want to have Sasha take all his shine. Oh, Lord forbid that. People talking about Sasha. Let me go ahead and jump in there. So he's in with the board of directors as board of directors right now, which Israel Davila, if I said your name right, Israel Davila. He's in there, and I think he also added himself as another position as well. But then here's the interesting part. So, three board members just left. They could not work with Vince. They're like, yo, we're not going to be able to do this. This is not what I signed up for. Because, I mean, we all knew that Vince was still pulling the strings. Because, I mean, if y'all have been watching the product before, I know Stoner's Committee hasn't, but if y'all been watching it before and currently, there's not a lot of change. The only change is the matches are longer. Some promos sound better. But other than that, there's still Vince McMahon booking that's going on. I mean, there's a lot of Vince McMahonisms. Anyway, so you got three people that left the board. Now, the other, there's two people that rejoined the board. Now, the two people that rejoined the board are like his, I'll say his little posse that he's had, and they've always shielded him and protected Vince. You got George Barrios and Michelle Wilson. So a dude and a woman. So they're back on the board now too. So that's kind of like you know, I mean, it's hard. It's so let's see. Yeah, actually no. So here we go. Yeah. So the board members that left effectively is Ignace Lahoud, Manjit Singh. Yeah, Manjit Singh have resigned effective immediately. They're like, we're not doing this. But that's like what's in the chat is like what's next? Is creative about to start getting watered down more? I mean, we saw Charlotte come back on SmackDown just last week, and that stupid crowd just made her seem like she's not gonna get those reactions anymore. So I mean, is this the Vince McMahon booking? This is what I think Vince did. Triple H, of course, did creative control. So he does creative control. Vince comes in there. He's like, "Hey, this is what I'm gonna do, pal. I'm gonna go ahead and take the reins." So he goes in there. He signs all these people. A couple months goes by. Vince is like, "Yeah, do this." Now he's just feeding them lines just to keep Triple H happy, so he can have those people. So he has his people. He's happy. He's able to give them their jobs back because there was a mass cut during the pandemic and throughout that thing that was going on. And Vince don't give a damn. Let's just be real. Vince don't care. We all know that. I mean, you saw he strutted out there on SmackDown and Raw right during the allegations. I wouldn't be surprised if he came out today on Friday Night SmackDown. But anyway, I'm trying to ask myself, why would they do this? And I don't know if y'all see the BS excuse that he put out there. Is basically, I'm the only one that can get this job done. They're trying to sell the company. Now, the question is who are they selling this company to? Where are they trying to do it? Because Vince don't care about any of the ratings. He don't care about any of the booking, really, even though he puts stuff on there just to entertain himself. It's a booking of one when Vince is there. So who are they going to get sold to? Who's going to buy it? There's some people, and somebody broke this down pretty good to me, like what I listened to. Is The Rock going to buy it? Is he going to have something that ties with Disney? Is Disney going to buy WWE, which is crazy? They already got ESPN. I don't know. This is just ridiculous. The people that just signed on to wrestle, William Regal, he just got on there. He left. And now he's right back to the same dude that fired him. I mean, you see on the thumbnail what I put. The lethal dose of poison. There was this storyline back when WWE purchased WCW. And then Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall came in. And he did a thing, and he was, I don't know if y'all seen it. For those who've seen it, let me know in the chat. But he was like, I'm gonna inject a lethal dose of poison into the WWE. He's a lethal dose of poison. He's not good for this business. Like, what he's done, I'm not going to take anything away for what he's done for the business and for whoever likes wrestling or have watched it to know, like, he took it to the next level. But, I mean, come on, man. This is why the ratings are awful. The ratings aren't even barely even pulling in a 1.4. If I looked at the Raw ratings didn't even pull a 1 point, barely pulled a 1.4, I believe. And there was really no football because of what the accident that happened. It's not that hard to book wrestling. I mean, think about it. You got people, you just got to have people be larger than life stars. I liken it just to like hip hop. Hip hop, you know, I don't think there's many larger than life stars. There's like next, here you go, next, here you go. I mean, like that's like the Stoners Committee. He watches throwback wrestling. You know why? Because they were larger than life. Anything that you see, what you follow, those people got to be larger than life. You can give me a 5-star match every day of the week, but what are you fighting for? You got to have storylines, cliffhangers, just like a TV show. That's all it is a fighting soap opera. So, I mean, this is going to be really interesting. Are we going to see more Vince McMahonism? Is the 24/7 title going to come back? If y'all don't know what the 24/7 title is, go YouTube it, and it makes you embarrassed to be a wrestling fan. Like, it made me embarrassed to be a wrestling fan when I'm watching this. People dressed up like ninjas, hiding behind freaking plants, following people. It's basically the hardcore title dumbed down to, like, stupidness. I don't know. This is really interesting. We're gonna have to see. I wanted to go live on this earlier. There's been a lot of news. I wanted to go live the other day. I did my prediction of what I think WWE should do with Sasha Banks, and I'm thinking like I'm basically I'm hoping and wishing of what they would do, because all I know from Sasha Banks is WWE, and I'm a follower no matter where she goes, so I'm a fan. I'm not gonna be fickle like that, but I just hope Tony Khan doesn't mess her up, because that women's division is in shambles too, man. I mean, yeah. And there's a reason why fans don't watch wrestling no more. I watch it just because I've watched it ever since I was young. Like, I've been watching it. I take breaks from there. I don't know. Vince McMahon being back, do you think that's a good or bad thing? And I can almost guarantee you everybody will say bad thing. There's an emergency talent meeting today. So when everybody gets to wherever SmackDown's being held at, everybody's going to get there, and they're going to sit and have a talent meeting because they know what's going on. I don't know who called the talent meeting. I'm trying to figure that out. Did the talent call the talent meeting? Are they going to have a big Zoom call? Are they going to be huddled up out somewhere else in catering? What's going on? This is just not how you should be running the business. And really, so here's another thing that, and I'm not going to hold you guys long because I don't have a lot of time either. I had to pop up and do this and get going, but Vince McMahon sells WWE. So Vince McMahon sells it, right? He's still gonna find. I guarantee you. So people are like, well, Vince sells it. You don't gotta worry about him no more. Wrong. Guarantee you, Vince McMahon is gonna sell the company and still have his majority stock holds and voting and all that good stuff. So he's gonna still be able to do the booking. And he's going to make it seem like, oh, I'm the only one that can do this. How do you think Triple H and Stephanie feel? He literally told them, you can't do this. He literally said, this cannot be done without me. This sale has to have me. Why does this sale have to have you? That makes it worse. I don't know, man. That's a lot of, what I wanted to get to today. I think it's real sad, man. It's not good for wrestling, really, and I don't think it's really good for the company at all. And I hope, I pray that there's not a mass firing that's going to happen, because they only have like 70, 80 wrestlers, and they have 5 hours of television each week, on top of 7 because of NXT. So I just hope that they don't let go of a lot of people, and I hope people can actually get there and, do their thing. Let me make sure nobody's at the door. Hold up. What's going on? Wrong Uber Eats person. But yeah, that's what I wanted to get on here and say today is basically just like, man, this is just ridiculous. This is not good for the wrestling community. Not good for it all. Nobody's happy. Nobody. And we're just going to have to see on SmackDown and see what's going on, see how they book people. I fear for the Royal Rumble, and I fear for WrestleMania. So, hey, man, I appreciate anybody who tuned into this. Hit that like button. Let me know if you still watch wrestling. Do you not watch wrestling? What Also, let me know what era of wrestling is your favorite, because I've been wanting to do some wrestling content that's just it's a little bit longer form in a sense, but it's some post production work that I'm gonna be doing on there. But let me know because I have something that I'm gonna do on the Stone Cold Hill turn in 2001, I believe. Yep, WrestleMania 17, and I'm gonna go back on that and how I felt about it and how I feel about it currently or now. Since I've gotten older, but let me know. Let me know. Do y'all rock with the '80s? Do y'all rock with the '90s? Do y'all rock with now? Do y'all like the 2000 and 2000 mid 2005? 2006. Fresh news. You happy? You trolling? And if you are, hey, you could be happy, bro. You're scheduled to your what is it? Your whatever to your own opinion. I've been drinking, man. I need a drink after hearing Vince is back because he's going to run this into the crapper. We all know this. But yeah, be on the lookout for more wrestling content. Be on the lookout for more stuff that I'm going to be putting out. Like I said, I'm going to go over Stone Cold Heel Turn 2001. That should be coming within the next few weeks. Y'all see what I'm talking about. And then, yeah, drop a like.